All right, so in the last video, I showed you how I put together my workout plan using ChatGPT and putting it into a free Google Sheets. That way I could keep track of what I was doing and kind of switch up the workouts and not really have to think about it too much. I could just open it up on my even or odd week and run whatever that specific day said. That really helped me stay on track and switch up my workouts and keep them fun. But I'm sure I'm not the only one who gets to a certain point and you feel like you've hit a plateau. You're still staying at the same weight, you're not really seeing a lot of results. And that's when I turned to ChatGPT and asked, what could I do to see results faster or more defined results? That's when I discovered how important nutrition is also whenever you're talking about working out. The best first step that you can take is to just stay active and disciplined with your workout every day. For me, it started off with just running a mile a day. And then once I got down to a certain point and I was feeling like I was plateaued, then I started adding calisthenics and barbell workouts. And then I got to a point too where I was at around 175, 170, and I still couldn't drop any lower than that. That's when I started incorporating a nutrition plan, and I turned to ChatGPT for that as well. And I'm gonna show you some questions that I asked and some results that I got. And then we're gonna see, and can we put that all in a spreadsheet as well, so that we can stay disciplined whenever we're going to buy our groceries or whenever we're thinking about what we're going to be eating for lunch or dinner throughout the week. All right, so we're going to open up trusty ChatGPT now and just kind of give you a short breakdown of where I started whenever I was trying to create a workout plan. So I was very specific whenever I was talking to ChatGPT on this. My BMI was at 24. I'm looking to get down to 15% BMI and start to see a little bit more defined results. I'm very happy with where I'm at. I could always improve, and I definitely want to have more longevity is the main part of all of this. Initially, ChatGPT had given me a whole meal prep plan. I realized that that's not 100% realistic whenever we're busy professionals and we're always on the go. So I said, can you just give me some simple rules? And this is what ChatGPT said. You can read it right here. Simple nutrition rules. Repeatable, no guessing. Eat 3 meals a day. Each meal can be 1 palm size of lean protein, 1 fist of veggies, 1 cupped hand of healthy carbs, or skip this at dinner. 1 thumb of fat and olive oils. That seems like a pretty good rule of thumb. Just protein, veggies, and good fats like olive oils and avocados. So as long as you're sticking with that, you don't have to think too much about it, just as long as you're not going too crazy with the carbs. So to me, the 3 meals seems a little complicated still, but it does break it down and help me understand better which 3 main food groups to stick with. And that would be this grouping right here. So protein, number 1, so pick 1 per meal, and that's chicken, lean beef, ground turkey, eggs, Greek yogurt, protein shakes. I think a lot of people slip on Greek yogurt being a good source of protein. A parfait in the evening has definitely replaced any type of candy bar or candy that I was craving in the evening. So that's replaced my sweets. To me, that's a better sugar, and it's definitely shown some more results. Veggies, spinach, broccoli, we all know what veggies are. Carbs, pick 1 per day. Quinoa, brown rice, sweet potatoes, fruit, and oats. Did not know that fruit was a carb. Keep the carbs light at dinner to accelerate fat loss. So that might be something that I incorporate moving forward. My carbs usually happen during lunch because that's when I'm going out to eat most. So it's kind of hard to avoid carbs whenever you're eating out. But I did lean heavily on ChatGPT whenever I was asking her where I could go out to eat or have a quick meal without diverting too much from the plan. Fats, pick 1 to 2 per day. Avocados, almonds, I definitely did. I do a lot of almonds. Snacks, optional. Not optional for me. I 100% have Greek yogurt at least 4 times a week. Boiled eggs would be a good snack, I think. I do have boiled eggs on a regular basis, maybe 3 times a week. I usually have those for breakfast though, just something super quick. I felt like breakfast is where you're always kind of rushing through, so I'll have a banana and a boiled egg. That's usually my breakfast. Let's see. Here we go. Now getting down to the eating out rules. Keep it realistic. Eat out max 2 per week. When you do eat out, prioritize proteins and veggies. Avoid fries, which we all know that. I try to cut potatoes out of my diet during the week as much as possible. It's definitely a treat for me over the weekend. I'll have some French fries and go crazy on the weekends. Let's see, bread baskets. Yeah, of course, no breads. Sugary sauces. Sauces are sneaky, man. They have a lot of sugar and stuff in them as well, so be careful with the sauces. And then I've completely cut out soda, just water. Every now and then I'll have some type of sugar-free energy drink or soda. I've tried to completely eliminate drinking my sugars. Chipotle bowls, grilled meat, side salads, bunless burgers, and veggies. One thing that I will say that's helped me a lot to keep it simple is I avoid meal deals whenever I go out to eat. So if I'm with a group and we're, going out to eat, I will most certainly get a water to drink. I don't get sodas anymore whenever I go out to eat or when I'm eating with a group. If we're having a lunch together as a team, I will usually just get a single entree. So if it's a burger place or if it's a chicken place, I will just get a burger and I will have a water, and that really helps me out. It's portion control. It feels like a snack if you're used to eating like a burger, fries, salad, all these layers. But I've definitely gotten used to the idea of like, hey, I'm just gonna go and have this one thing. If it's a steak place, like I'm just having the steak, and I may have a salad with the vinaigrette dressing or something like that if it's out to eat at a steak restaurant. But if it's out to eat, so Chipotle for me, Kava when I'm near it, I don't see it very often in my side of town. Panda Express, and I get very specific stuff whenever I go there. So I get the white rice, the white steamed rice with chicken options with less sauces, and they actually do have stuff labeled on there where you can see where the healthier choices are. Don't get the stuff with the really heavy sauces. And you can also opt in for the super greens as well, as opposed to having some type of rice with the dish. So this could be a challenge that you give yourself. Skip eating out completely for the first 10 to 14 days. That's 2 weeks. You can handle not eating out for 2 weeks. What I would say is 10 days, because you go 5 days, don't eat out, make your lunch. Even if it's like just a homemade sandwich, is way better than going out to eat. So even if you're making stuff at home, it's generally going to be whole foods and not super processed. Another challenge that I gave myself is if it's in a bag, I won't eat it. And by that I mean if it's a bag of chips, if it's some type of breakfast bar that's in cellophane bag or something like that. What I tried to do was even just get sandwich bags and get fruit and mixed nuts, almonds, and I would put those in separate bags and like sandwich bags, or just go and buy a bento box from Ross or Marshall's and throw a sandwich in there, lettuce, tomato, meat, mustard, like very simple. It does get a little repetitive, but you can do it for 10 days. So that was my lunch for a couple of weeks, that with nuts and almonds and then having a drink, and that definitely satiated me until I could get home and then make like a nice steak with some asparagus or something like that. All right, ChatGPT looks like they gave us a timeline on when we would see some results. So at your current fitness level and age of early 40s, visible changes 2 to 4 weeks, which I can attest. I definitely am starting to see some more results as soon as I started changing my nutrition. ChatGPT now has given us this formula. I think we could easily copy and paste it. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to Command C this entire thing, and we're just going to drop it right here and see what it does. Command V. Well, I don't like how that ended up. Let's see here. I'm going to undo that. So that's Command Z. Let's get into some process here. Oh, let me grab this. Copy the table. Command V. Not too bad. Okay. So that was a nice little table that I did here. Let's insert a couple of rows above. And then I'm going to take this and let's go ahead and merge. Center. I'm going to wrap it. Boom. Control B will bold it for us. And then we can go big as we want to. Bottom line, no formula. Bottom line formula, no tracking needed. Okay. I like that. Give it lines. We can match the colors that we do on our other stuff. Remember, we can highlight this, press Command, and then we can give it some gray, like me, just a touch of gray. Perfect. So we have a plan here. Pretty easy to follow. It gives us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm gonna go ahead and rename this as well. Rename to nutrition guide. So what I also want to do is I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. I have some other conversations after this, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take this, and I want to even simplify it even more. Command C, and then what I will say is I'm trying to think of a good prompt that I'll give her, and that would be, please take this prompt and table and create a meal. Let's see, create a shopping list for the week that aligns with this plan, that aligns with this nutrition plan. So it seems pretty easy. You don't necessarily have to say please, but I'm polite to ChatGPT because one day AI is going to completely take over. So got to be careful with how we talk to computers nowadays. All right, let's see what GPT gave us. Here's your weekly grocery list. So here's what I would do. Open up your notes app. I'm going to copy this V. Okay. Then I want to take this, and I like to make it a checklist. So as I go down this list here, I will make it a checklist. Let's see what we got here. And you know, I don't 100% go off of this list all the time, but it's a good starting place, I'd say. Definitely gives me something to think about, and while I'm in the store, it gives me a target list of what I'm going to eat. Aligns with here some good old-fashioned oats. Command C. You might not like all this stuff. Sometimes I think ChatGPT now knows that I'm not a huge fish person, so for a while they were giving me like some fish recipes, but I'm like, there's no way, just not doing it. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna copy and paste this entire list, and then we'll go through it one by one, and I'll tell you what I would do and what I wouldn't do. Command C, Command V. Let's see what she says. Tips for success. Keep carbs at dinner 3 to 5 nights a week to accelerate fat loss. Batch cook protein. Understand this. And prep your snacks in advance. Yogurt, berries, hard-boiled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs, I'd say, is the biggest one. Yogurt and berries doesn't take very long to prep. Maybe one of these days I'll show you how I make my little quick parfait. Let's see what is ChatGPT got us on the list for. So yes, grilled chicken that looks great. Ground turkey. Sometimes I'll get ground turkey, but usually I'm gonna go with chicken breast and some type of steak, sirloin. Let's see. So I would say, unless you're making like some type of like turkey burgers, not too into that. So that's good. Ground turkey might be good for here, so we can just Command Z that as well. So ground turkey might actually be good for making some type of Chipotle style bowl at home. So I can dig that. Let's see. Oh look, she even offers to turn it into a printable fridge checklist or a Google Sheets shopping template. Well, let's see. I'm gonna see what she says here. So this is my list, but I'm gonna see what she says about Google Sheet shopping. Although I'm probably not going to take Google Sheets everywhere I go. Anyways, okay, so that'd be good for that. We'll see what she comes up with. Ground beef. We got a couple dozen eggs. That seems a little bit over the top to me. Maybe just 1 dozen. So this is how I would edit it. Greek yogurt. I do get the big tub of Greek yogurt now. I do have some protein powder. This will last you a while. I'll show you what my protein shakes look like. Ooh, I'm interested in this. We're gonna come back to this. All right, mixed salad. I do get the bags, heads of romaine. So I don't know if you're like into a certain type of garden mix or whatever, but I found like the heads of romaine are more like a restaurant style salad whenever I am using greens in like my bowls and stuff. Bell peppers, this is good. It's a little timely. I see where they're going with the ground turkey now. So they're probably gonna do like some type of stuffed bell pepper, which is super delicious. A little time consuming, because you have to open up the bell peppers and put the stuff in. But broccoli, good. You have to fry it up. Zucchini, cucumbers, grape, cherry, tomatoes, always. Cauliflower rice, we're not doing that. Just get regular rice if you're gonna do rice. Sweet potatoes, quinoa, good. I've never made it. I've had it out whenever I go out to eat, but I've never made my own quinoa. Super easy to make, I'm sure. Brown rice, I usually would just get whatever rice. My white rice is fine with me. Old-fashioned oats. I don't really do oats too much. I guess you could if you wanted to, but I personally would not put that on my list. Berries or bananas. How about berries and bananas? Berries are gonna go in our parfaits for sure. So I would do blue or blackberries. Do they put strawberries on here anywhere? We're gonna add strawberries. Avocados, that's a ton of avocados. Those things go bad before you can eat all that. I would get at least 2. Olive oil if you don't have it. I don't really cook with oils too much anymore. It's good for doing steaks if you put a little bit of olive oil where the steaks are, so it doesn't get stuck to the pan. Do yourself a favor, get a cast iron skillet to do your steaks if you're gonna do them in the house. Peanut or almond butter. We have some Nutella, but I don't ever really use that. I mean, I guess you could get some if you wanted to. Protein shake mix, ready to go shakes. Don't get anything pre-made. You can make that at home with your protein powder that you're gonna get. Boiled eggs, you can pre-buy them, but they just told us to get 2 dozen eggs. So I usually do like, I'll boil half and then maybe use the other half for some type of recipe. Mixed nuts, 100%, do that, or almonds. And then you do that into small containers. So that's a pretty decent list, and some of this stuff you may have, but some of this stuff you can get on a, on a weekly basis. That seems like a ton of zucchinis to me. I would go cucumber over zucchini, but cucumber is great for salad, just one. And that would be my list, and I put this in the notes on my phone, so it's easy for me to now reference it on my iPhone, or if you have it on a piece of paper, however you want to do it, but there you go. But also, I'm super interested in this. So if you're using your Google Docs, I'm interested in downloading this file and see what it does. Boom. All right. All right. So we open it, I guess, from the downloads. Command C. Can we Command V it now? Not too shabby. Let's see. Quantity is good. You can take this. I'm gonna move it over, a little too far over. I'm gonna delete this. So it gives us quantity, right? So we can copy, Command C, V. Hey, perfect. Google, you're so smart. It takes the value from here. What if we did 1? Insert row below. Okay, I want to show you another trick here. So if you grab this right here and drag down, it'll copy that. Blue or black. Say 1. Bananas. Let's see. This one I actually will do like 4 to 5. 1 per day. What's the formula here? So take this formula. I'm about to teach you guys how to do all of this. I-21, Lynn, I-21, find, I-20. We're gonna insert that formula right here. Command V and see what it finds. And it's finding this, now it's finding from this column. So what we need to do, go back and look at this formula again. Where's the difference? I-20, okay. So instead of 21, we need 22 here, right? We're gonna change this to I-22. So it gave us that formula, and so now it's finding the parentheses in I-22. And then we decided we didn't want mixed, no, we didn't want pre-made boiled eggs. We don't need, if you do shift, it'll grab both of these. We don't need either one of those. We're gonna delete those. Okay, some of this stuff you're already gonna have at home. And then this is a checkbox. So let's go ahead and grab this. Let's go to 75 so we can actually see what we're working with here. So we want to insert a checkbox. So now when you're shopping, I don't know if you really want that category. You can hide that category. We get it. Now when you're shopping, whenever you get it, you can check it off from this list as well. The one thing I like about the Notes app is though, once you use the check boxes over there, once you check it, it goes to the top. Again, so we don't get lost. Huge fan of doing that bad boy right there. Make our title our cornflower blue. There you go. So there is that. You know, I want to take this a step further even. Give me a week worth of recipes using this list. Let's see what she comes up with. Oh wow, we're gonna get another downloadable table. Okay, go back to downloads. You have to open that bad boy up. You have to copy it. Gives you instructions. All right, so I can tell that this is gonna start messing with our list here. So what I'm gonna do is undo that. I'm gonna drop it down to here. We can kind of keep it on the same page. So, and you'll see what would happen if I was to wrap this text. But anyways, this is how I'm gonna manage all of this now. We will take our heading and do that. And I want to go ahead and do that. I think I might go ahead and merge these. Same, merge. Let me just go down the list and merge. You have to do these individually because if you select them all at once, it'll merge everything together. Okay, remember how I was saying that you can wrap this text. So that's right here, and you click right here, and then it wraps it. And then that way you don't have to have so big of cells. I'm going to take the border off of this, and then we'll command, just keep with the theme. So this is how I would create my meal plan. So this is very simple, just to keep you on track so you know what you can have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and for snack if you choose. Then we had ChatGPT also make us an entire grocery shopping list, and she was nice enough to actually put it in a downloadable format. Then she actually made us some recipes that we could make. I think this is a pretty good, it will get you on track and give you a really good idea of what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. And if you follow this grocery list, you're just not gonna have bad stuff in the house. I think cauliflower rice, we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. Delete row. All right, so I'm also kind of interested in how much this shopping list would cost me. What I'm gonna do, make sure that we're good. I'm not getting 4 to 5 sweet potatoes, maybe 2. Cucumbers, did say 1, and zucchini 1. Okay, heads of broccoli. We're not gonna do frozen. Probably only need maybe 4 of these. Don't go too crazy because that can go bad on you. Spinach, 1 bag. I think they said 32-ounce container or whatever it is. I usually just get the bigger one. All right. I wanted to take this a little step further and actually get pricing on these items. So I gave it the entire list that we just had. And then I also gave it this prompt. I shop at Walmart for these items. Walmart's a pretty generic place where everybody shops. Please give me the price for this entire list if I were to get the average priced options of what is available for all items if there is more than one option to choose from. And let's see if this completely confuses ChatGPT or she knows what I'm talking about. To give you accurate pricing, I need to search item by item directly through Walmart's site. This will take a few minutes. I will return shortly with a full breakdown of average prices and your estimated total for this shopping list. Stay tuned. All right, while ChatGPT was trying to figure out how much our stuff was going to cost, I found some redundancies and some things I didn't like about this shopping list. So I'm going to add these few items as well, which I've already entered into the system. I can show you how I did that though. So to say if you want to add something new to your list, go to the cell at the very bottom of your list, right click, and then insert row below, and then it will give you another row to use. It'll be the same formatting as the row above. If you want that, you can just do reset, and there you go. They don't have an outline, we'll give them an outline. And then I was looking to see if this will copy where it says 1 jar, or if it will copy the formula if you drag. So yes, it does copy the formula. Perfect. So if you just grab here and drag down, it will copy the formula. For continuity's sake, we'll go ahead and do this. All right, so everything is every other. There's also a neat trick here. I wonder if it will work here. Yeah, let's see if it works. Format, alternating colors. We'll do the whole table, so you can do this as well. How about that? Format, alternating colors. The header we have as this. Beautiful. Format, alternating colors. Header is going to be that. Done. We're pros. We're getting to be pros at this. Format, alternate, header, blue and gray. Done. Perfection. Hey, so as we wrap this up, I wanted to show you what ChatGPT ended up coming up with. I got a little impatient and I just I told ChatGPT, hey, you're taking too long, so just give me an estimate of what you got so far. And this is what she came up with based off of the initial list that I just copied and pasted right into here. So I felt like this was a pretty good price and pretty accurate depending on where you shop, but Walmart's pretty universal. I'm saying probably between $125 and $150 is going to get you through the week. And there's a lot of this stuff that you're not going to have to rebuy for a while, like the protein powders, the olive oils, and things like that. Things that will get you through more than 1 week. Also, just a quick reminder that there's more than one way to do this list. So remember, we had initially put this on our Notes app. So you can do a Notes app, or you can send yourself a text message, whatever. This is an example of what I would do now if I was starting from scratch and trying to make a list for myself. I would always have my phone on me. It's easy to open up Google Sheets and run through this list. Showed you guys how to make check marks. So whenever you throw it into the grocery bag, you can say, hey, I got that, and we can move on to the next thing. And then also for me, I would put my meals down in here. That way I would have an idea, just like my workouts, what I'm gonna eat on what day. Lunches pretty much stay the same. For me, starting out, it was just a sandwich, almonds, and some type of fruit. And that would usually get me through to dinner. And then I would have a larger dinner. So that's what I was doing until I reached my goal weight. So also thinking about the future of this channel, this community, I think what's next for us is I am going to start trying to go live and actually doing my odds and even workouts, or at least documenting daily what my workouts are, and using the Google Sheet just like we set up in the very first video. And then I'll run through what those workouts look like for me. I do them in the studio here every morning. So I'll either record them or go live or both, and then they will be on the channel for you to follow as well. If that is the workout that you decide to do, if you want to do a workout just like I'm doing, you can come online and see how quick and easy it is. It usually takes me about 8 to 10 minutes, and not usually longer than 10 minutes. I'll start recording those as well and posting them up there just so you have a frame of reference and you can put it on your TV or whatever, and you can work out alongside me at a time that's convenient for you. Then I think after that, I'll start showing you what my nutrition routines are. So how do I make my protein shakes in the morning? And then how do I make nice, quick, easy meals on the go for guys like us that are working and always on the road and really hard to get out of that routine of eating out all the time. And whenever I do go out to eat, I'll show you what I eat. So I might take a picture or show you what I ordered. But like I said, my routine whenever I'm eating out is going to usually be just buy the entree and drink some water, and that's usually enough to get me through where I can get back on track whenever I'm eating dinner. Hey, so that's going to wrap up this video. I hope that you learned a little something. If nothing else on the nutrition part, I'm not an expert, but maybe you learned how to use Google Sheets and ChatGPT a little bit more. Additionally, I just want to remind you, man, this is for you and nobody else. So do it for yourself, number one, so you can feel better throughout the day, on the day-to-day, and have more longevity and be energized and excited and be able to spend more time doing what you enjoy doing, whether that's your family or whether that's your craft. Do it for yourself. I'm rooting for you. We'll see you in the next one where we start actually doing some of these workouts together.